Greg's back from the Concord Food Co-op, one of the owners of the co-op.
Yeah,
but
that I am.
Where's the owner shirt? I like seeing you in the owner shirt.
I guess I have to get some new ones with collars. I just have
the tees.
Nice, nice.
I just have the tees.
So, can we talk about turkey bucks before we talk about
Yeah,
baby.
When I saw the
That's
turkey buck signs go up, I said, Peter is going to be so excited.
Well, it's bunny bucks, turkey bucks. I'm flexible on
that.
this.
Yeah, one of your favorite times of the year. But can you believe it? Summer comes to an end, and then you start thinking about October's right here, and then it's Thanksgiving, right? So we have launched. Well, it'll be launched next Monday, the 21st. You can start collecting stamps for the Turkey Buck program.
Nice.
And every time you shop and you spend $10 at the co-op, you get a stamp, and then you redeem them the week before Thanksgiving for your turkey, your turkey pies, anything Thanksgiving, or
anything
your groceries.
turkey. Yep.
Yeah, and
awesome.
So it's a great program. It's phenomenal how many people save turkey bucks and walk out the door with a free turkey at Thanksgiving. They love it. They love grabbing their, reserving their turkey and walking out with a free turkey at Thanksgiving.
Did your mom and dad collect S&H green stamps and True Value stamps and all that?
They gave the green stamps to me. I was
that's right.
Yeah,
and you were the keeper. Yeah,
that was a big thing.
That was a huge
and
thing.
People doing the stamps now.
Yeah, they do like it all. And it's the same thing these days. As some of the parents are handing them off to the kids, and the kids are, putting
here, do the work for
books.
me.
Yeah.
I got the idea. You do the work. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's great. But this is the co-op that pays you back.
So that starts next
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Monday you start the accumulation period.
And this month on Rounded Up at the Register.
Kim. It's on
Come on, Kim. Why do we even bother looking at Greg?
This month. Did you get that?
No.
Marine conservation.
Blue Ocean Society for Marine Conservation.
Oh, I like that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it was. I was not familiar with the organization, but very, very popular.
But these were member suggested organizations.
Yes.
People voted on them.
Right.
We had the voting
period.
Right.
Everyone had to vote. And the top 12 out of probably 60 nonprofits in the area, they were one of the top 12. So
everybody got assigned a month.
So that kind of surprised me. Now, for next year, for the Rounded Up at the Register program, the board of directors has selected 12 local nonprofits that are actively involved with serving a population that is adversely affected by COVID.
Oh, nice.
And so those 12 organizations are currently posted on our website, Concord Co-op.
Foodcoop.co-op.
Yep.
Well, I applaud the fact that you're really out in front of it. I mean, it's September, and you're there. So, yay. That's great.
Yeah. They're on the website, and we'll start having them in first of the year as guests on the show to talk about their organizations.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
I love that.
All right.
I love that.
Look, heavy metal. Where did you come up with this one?
It's actually, again, the wellness educator. So, was it probably, did you come up with this, Sarah? Or did you just jump in on it?
I could have.
Or it might have been Julieann. Julieann, was this one yours?
Oh, it was definitely me. I'm all about those heavy metals.
There we go. Bum, bum, bum.
What are you talking about? You play folk guitar. You don't.
She can still plunk out.
Have you heard my Ghost song? Oh.
No, but didn't one of your songs just have 100,000 listeners?
Yeah, on Spotify, my Dinosaur at My Door song. It's becoming an international children's hit.
Good for you. Spotify just took
so
off.
Silly.
Yeah.
Spotify is wonderful.
Yeah.
Spotify's done very well during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Julieann Hartley, local music therapist, nutritional therapist there. And let's see, you've got the album out, Miss Julieann Therapeutic Songs for Kids.
Yeah.
And you can find more information at MissJulieann.com. And Greg also referred to Sara Woods Kender. Welcome back again.
Hello.
Thanks for coming down. Clinical herbalist, Reiki Master, with over 10 years of experience as an herbal practitioner. Sacred Tree Herbals in Meredith offers classes on beginning and advanced herbalism, consults, custom formulates, and shamanic Reiki sessions. You can visit her at sarasherbs.com, or you can email Sarah at sarasherbs.com, or, but wait, there's more, you can call 279-2779. There you go. Wow.
Wow, thanks.
All right. So, heavy metal. I mean, we're talking about the stuff in the water?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, really everywhere. Sarah has it. It's not to scare anyone, but just to bring awareness. I mean, heavy metals can come from the air, it can come from the soil, it can come from the water, it can come from your clothing or your beauty products.
Food, medications.
Yeah, your food. Yeah.
All sorts of stuff.
Okay. And this is not like something we should avoid.
Oh, I was going to say,
heavy metals. Is there a benefit to it, or?
Well, I think it's important to know where it comes from, but it's also important to know how to support your body's detoxification pathways to reduce the overall effects of heavy metals and accumulation.
When it accumulates, right.
Let's back up.
Like everything else in the body.
Before we talk about how to treat it, what is it? When we say heavy metal? Yeah. I mean, what is it?
Go ahead. You could take this one.
Okay, yeah, I mean, things like lead, mercury, arsenic, thallium, uranium, things like that. Cadmium. Barium.
Aluminum.
There's a whole bunch of, there's a whole bunch of them. And, there are ones that are more popular than others. Like everyone knows lead and mercury and arsenic and aluminum at this point in those sources. But, there are some, I believe it's like thallium. Thallium is one that I was actually high in years ago. And kale is a major source of it if it grows in thallium-rich soil. So, I was kind of dosing myself up with thallium by, consuming all this kale that was grown in potentially a toxic source.
And rice, and I can just interject here too, is rice is a source of arsenic because it's in the water where it's grown.
Oh, sure.
And so I do know some herbs that can help chelate the arsenic quite well out of the body. Wow. A lot of herbs can do that.
That's tough because these are basic healthy foods like rice and kale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think ultimately what this brings us our awareness to is where we're sourcing our food from and making sure we know our local farmers that we're sourcing from so that, our local farmers, our local organic farmers, they test their soil because they want to have healthy food because they're eating it too. They understand how important it is to make sure they don't have heavy metals in their food. And the other thing is marijuana, CBD, people who consume a lot of that. Marijuana, the hemp plant concentrates a lot of heavy metals within it. So that's another one that if you're consuming a lot of that, you absolutely have to be sure that you know your farmer and you know that they're growing in a really healthy environment. Otherwise, you are literally inhaling in or taking in the oils of a potentially very toxic plant.
Okay, you did scare me. Okay, fine.
I know that was not the intention.
But now, see, we've talked about water in New Hampshire. Depending on where you go in New Hampshire, there's lead, there's arsenic, there is uranium.
Radon.
Radon, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But a lot of these can be taken out. You put a filtration system in. Yay.
Aerators for radon.
But how am I putting a filtration system on the dirt and my clothes, and how am I doing all that stuff?
It's a lot, right?
Yeah. The water water. Yes, I can drink the water out of the sink now because there's a filtration. Okay, got it. But the rest of the stuff.
And the air. I mean, we burn fossil fuels, and mercury is one of these things that just is peppered everywhere.
Does it happen? Okay, tell me.
And so even New Hampshire fish are loaded with heavy metals. You have to be careful about the fish that you eat.
I don't eat.
So we can go on and on.
We catch and release. Right?
Catch and release, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
wood
think
stove?
ultimately.
Wood
sorry,
stove?
go ahead.
No, wood stove? You talk about we burn fossil fuels. How about burning wood?
I don't know about.
Tell me that's good.
I don't think that has a lot of heavy metals in it, but if it's in the air, you've got to assume that some of the trees are accumulating that.
Well, I mean, you've got the cars going by.
But so we can assume we're getting trace levels of heavy metals with whatever we're burning, breathing.
At the very least.
But when does
this
trace
is an
metal,
old problem, right?
When does trace metal start adding up to a point that it's trouble?
Well, it's good to I don't know, there's a lot of labs that you can go to get hair analysis, fingernail analysis, stool analysis, what you're accumulating. And in your blood, and in your urine. You can kind of get that tested.
But what's the symptoms? What are you looking for? What is trouble? What is that?
Neurological symptoms. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Julieann.
Yeah, I'll interject here. So I know you're aware that I've been going through this kind of chronic health journey for a little while.
Yeah.
And I was really stuck at one point with all these neurological symptoms and a lot of cognitive issues and a lot of these immune suppressing issues, right? And we end up finally doing a heavy metal test. And my lead levels were extremely high. Wow. And we ended up testing our water, which had been previously tested for lead, and it was now showing up high for lead. So neurological symptoms are a really big one, but even just digestional symptoms. Really the whole gamut. You can look at any part of the body, and different metals can be affecting many different things. The body does have ways of dealing with these heavy metals and, kind of detoxing them out through the body's pathways, but not when it's overburdened and not when it's inflamed and not when it's not getting the nutrients it needs to make these detoxification pathways happen. And I think when we're looking at what's going on right now with people who are kind of accumulating a lot of heavy metals within their body, particularly within their fat cells, part of the issue is we're just not getting enough of those good nutrients in to detoxify them out.
Mm-hmm. In the natural ways.
And the underlying health conditions can inhibit those detox pathways too, which is important.
Can you, as an herbalist, tell that somebody's suffering from this?
Usually I can.
Really?
Yep.
Or at least have it looks like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of traditional Chinese medicine diagnostic techniques, and you can also look at their face or their tongue, and it can give you clues about what could be going on in the body. And when I see people that might have this toxicity, they usually have these dark circles under their eyes. Their pallor is usually really white or light. But it really depends. It's case by case. Mm-hmm. Whatever's going on underlying. Lyme is a huge indicator of someone not being able to detox very well.
Right.
But there's a lot of other factors. I mean, we talk about epigenetics and how other toxins that can change your DNA to inhibit those detox pathways. So there's a lot of layers to this.
And does everything, when you're detoxing, when you've got these things accumulating, is the liver the only way? Is that the filter?
That is the filter for the blood.
Okay.
But you've got kidneys,
right.
You've got your skin, you've got your lungs. I mean, all of it is part of that process.
Got it. Yeah,
you know?
Okay.
And if one is inhibited, then the others will become stressed.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
There's that. But heavy metals are typically stored in the fat cells, like Julieann said. Okay. So, you know, and then if you really want to detox, you're going to want to get rid of some fat.
Right.
Go ahead, Julieann.
And then to be very careful while you're doing that, too, because some people, they go through these detoxes and they get super, super sick because they just suddenly released all of these heavy metals and their body had no idea what to do with them.
Yeah.
So you got to definitely make sure you're working with an herbalist or someone, a naturopath or something who knows what they're doing when you decide to lose a ton of weight suddenly.
And if
but, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Really.
Well, I was just saying I have a couple action points that I think that are things that people can do today to start just being aware of their heavy metal load coming in. Just the first one is just Eastern Analytics is a Concord company. They'll test your water. Test your water. I don't care if you're in city water. You don't know if it's in your pipes. The welding, although it's technically illegal to use lead in the welding, it's still used. And it still happens. So
and some of these pipes went in, a century ago.
60 years ago.
Right.
They've got lead.
Yeah, but even in the new ones, if you're like, I have a brand new house, test.
Yeah.
Do a test, a sitting test, meaning first thing in the morning, take the first little bit that comes out of the tap, and then do a running test, a flush test, where you let it run for 2 to 5 minutes, and then do another one. Okay. Absolutely do that no matter what.
Okay, now see, I hear you. We got a drought going on.
Right.
I hate running the idea, especially if I've got a well, of running my tap for 5 minutes before.
Well, do it after your shower.
There you go, because then you've run it.
Or do it during your shower.
Or you're cutting back on that, too.
Yeah, I'm cutting back on that, too.
Yeah.
God, we don't want to hear
Taking a sample.
What are you doing in there?
Yeah.
Lead carries through. So a mother who has a lot of lead in her system will pass that on to her newborn infant.
Right.
Through, while she's growing her baby, that will be passed on to her baby.
Wow. So testing your water is a great first step to be like, what is my exposure to heavy metals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And educating yourself about the sources.
Yeah.
And that's really digging into all the foods you eat and all that stuff.
I know.
But listen, you're going to be breathing it in too. Mm-hmm. So, in discussing how to get rid of it, which I think is really where this is going, right?
We would hope.
So there's a couple of ways. Low and slow is always the case. If you have some serious heavy metal toxicity going on, there's chelation therapy. It's called chelation therapy. That's CHEL.
Okay.
Chelation.
Nice. Which I've done.
And
throwing that out there, everyone.
They're using things like EDTA and certain compounds that will also take out important minerals from your body, by the way, because they're all bound in there with the heavy metals.
Right.
So that's a whole thing over here, right?
Yeah.
But then low and slow is diet.
I like low and slow.
Is herbal interventions like chlorella and spirulina, and there's certain science around cilantro and turmeric and things that support liver detox, support your kidneys, digestion.
All of which the Co-op has.
Yeah.
Co-op has all these things, people.
Because when a little plug. Because when you're supporting your digestive system and you have a healthy digestion, when you're ingesting certain foods that may have heavy metals, you're not going to get a lot in through your digestive system if it's healthy. So that's a healthy mucosal barrier, and you won't get those heavy metals won't go in through the digestive system.
Now, Kelly was on this show several months ago, and she said one of the best detox is perspiration. Just get a sweat.
Yes.
So again, that is a good way to release heavy metals.
Absolutely, and a dry IR sauna is a wonderful way to do that.
Really?
Oh, nice.
If you've heard of these IR saunas, which is also wonderful for Lyme disease as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I've got my space box I sit in that gets me nice and toasty, and I get a nice sweat on in there. It's great. I really recommend everyone get one for the winter.
Yeah. It really helps limeys turn around, and really help.
So in this physiological game of chess we're playing, there is an herbal treatment for heavy metal?
Not many.
Okay. But there is an answer to it.
There's absolutely therapies that can be used. Absolutely.
See, I like simple. So,
and you could do it in a smoothie, Peter, if you really wanted to do it in a smoothie.
I don't drink smoothies.
One last thing. While it's fall right now, pectin is another amazing way of just kind of binding to heavy metals and pulling them out while we're eating. Those are in apples. So, eating your unsweetened applesauce right now and throughout the winter and just eating your apples, that's a great source of also just naturally supporting your system.
Absolutely.
Well, for the next 2 months, you better be eating fresh apples.
Yeah,
apples.
I know. Because they're right here. Yeah, right.
To bowel tolerance.
Yeah. And does apple juice work as well, or does it have to be...
You're talking apple juice or cider?
Apple juice doesn't have the pectin.
It doesn't have the pectin. So the pectin acts as it's like it builds up the mucosal layer of the bowel.
It's like a big Swiffer.
You will. It's a Swiffer,
and then kind of take stuff out with it.
It's supportive to that mucosal layer, so you're also not gonna assimilate these heavy metals.
Okay.
She's using big words. You're using Swiffer.
Swiffer. I like it. It's good.
What happened to I'm keeping it simple? I'm keeping it simple, Peter.
I think that's good.
But she's using these words, and I'm like,
I know.
Wow,
yeah, you're going, wow.
But
then the light bulb went off when I said Swiffer. You're like, oh my God, I get it. Okay, so.
No, I was embarrassed. We have to take a break on that note. We'll be back with more right after this. Julieann Hartley, Sara Woods Kender in the house talking about heavy metal toxicity. Greg, you're noticeably quiet on this one.
No, I'm taking it all in, and I do want to point out is if you miss any of this, we do video it, and then it's on the Co-op's Facebook page come Tuesday,
and then we put it on 1077WTVL.com. We get them all up there.
And always you can reach out to me, and I'm always willing to help someone answer questions. I don't charge for that. Come to the shop. If you have any further questions about what those treatment options are, I'm willing to divulge it all.
That's cool. And thank you to Kim for doing all the videography and the production, the editing, and all that stuff that you see. She's the one that we don't know. When Greg doesn't know, Kim.
It's Kim.
What's the answer? Yeah, we go to Kim. So
and the show's on Concord TV. They air it 2 or 3 times on Concord TV. And
awesome.
This program, Co-op Community Connections, just recently received an award for programming excellence. So it was for content and Kim's videography. So
wow. And that award didn't even come from us.
Nice.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was a third completely unrelated group.
Wait, hang on. Did they mention us?
Sorry. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I wanted to change my resume, that's all. Okay, we'll give you give me a final 15-second sell on this.
Diet.
Just watch your diet.
It's always about diet.
It's about
really
intake.
Is.
Yeah.
Watch your sources, read, educate yourself, and eat well.
Yeah.
50% fruits and vegetables. Really pay attention to those detox organs.
Yeah.
Julieann, same to you. 15. Give me.
Oh, yeah. Sarah nailed it. Yep, absolutely.
Local.
Wow.
Get your produce while it's all fresh and local right now.
Yeah.
I gotta do
From
it,
the
man.
All the time.
The window's open right now.
Yeah.
Now, corn and some things starting to go by, but when that goes away, other stuff comes in. The ground, the squashes. Hello.
Yeah.
Get your vitamin A's.
Beets.
Oh,
Yeah, beets are
squashes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Beets are amazing.
They're great detox.
Still got cabbage.
Excellent.
Your turnips, the longer the turnips are staying in the ground, the sweeter they are naturally. It's
Mm-hmm.
great. Apples. Hello. Get out there. Get out there.
Bushels.
It is fabulous stuff. And again, ta-da, Turkey Bucks.
Turkey Bucks.
Starts on Monday. You get a stamp every time you spend $10 at the Co-op. For every 20 stamps, you get $5 off your Thanksgiving turkey, tofurkey, Thanksgiving side. See what I have?
Everybody now.
What is it with you two? Is it in the Meredith water up there or what? Concord Food Co-op. Greg, Julieann, Sarah, always a blast. Thank you.
thank you.
Wow.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Bring Vermont back.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.